Do you consent? Do you consent? I'm gonna put my glasses on. I'll be feeling blind sometime. Old man. I came out the vagina blind. I came out of there blind. It's been my life. All my life. I think that's good.
What is that? This dude making a beat.
What up, 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 what up? It's your boy T. Half of on the ride up here tonight with my guy, Kaylee God. Felix, what up, dog?
What up? What up? What up? All
Season
first
3.
verse, baby.
All first verse. Season 3, episode 14. Episode 14, man. Happy Easter, everybody. You know, we had Easter a couple of days ago. You know what I'm saying? We got my guy, you know what I'm saying? Doing him and Tone doing a wonderful job with all first verse as I
Sure.
anticipated and expected. I saw it, you know, and I just did the inevitable and I said, hey, let's just make this a thing because they was already doing a thing anyway. But it's good to see you guys. You know what I'm saying? I saw the chemistry from the beginning. So, you know, it's good to see you guys working together, working well. Every now and then I get to chime in, get my 2 cents on the culture, you know.
As you
Uh
should.
it's only you know, the thing is because I'm always watching the battles after the fact, so I really don't get a chance to, you know, because you be ready to jump in as soon as the battle over. After
You're
the
goddamn
last,
right.
as soon as the last round of the night, it's like, yo, let's go live.
Let's go.
it's
Let's
like
go.
it's like, dog, I'm not able to do this just yet. You know what I'm saying? But um, it's no, it's been good. So listen, it's good to have you here. Like I said, it's
Appreciate it, man.
episode 14. Who we giving 14 to? Who we giving 14 to? That's an interesting number. It's not a lot of great 14s that just pop to the top of your head.
Brad Johnson
Who?
when he played for Washington.
Wasn't he number
Yeah.
12?
Nah, that was Kurt. And then he changed it to number 8.
Mm, mm,
14, 14 is Brad Johnson number.
are you sure? I
I'm
said great
positive.
though. I'm not giving any
He said,
episodes to Brad Johnson.
"Yeah, you did say great though. Yeah, you did. You did say great."
I'm not giving
Damn,
any. I'm not giving any
14.
episodes to exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, you did
Let's
say
see.
great.
Uh, players that wore number 14. Let's see who comes up. This will be interesting. Because it's gonna be like, oh yeah, I forgot about him. It always happens like that. Yeah, it's not a lot of greats that wore 14.
Yeah,
It's some great. Oh man, okay. We got a few. We got a few. Let's see. We normally end up giving it to basketball players. I don't know why. We usually go to, but Oscar Robertson wore 14. Okay.
okay,
Who else wore?
okay.
Bob Cousy wore 14. Okay. Who else wore 14? Ernie Banks wore 14. Oh, Steph wearing 14 now. Oh, see, I ain't even pay attention to that. Steph wearing 14 in Buffalo.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
oh
Lenny
yeah. That is
Wilkens.
true. That is true. That is true. That is
Mm-hmm.
true.
Dan Fouch wore 14. Wyatt Tittle wore 14. Who else wore 14? Now you're just naming people. These are just random. These people ain't Ken Anderson. Come on, man. Ryan Fitzpatrick.
Mm-hmm.
Sammy Watkins wore 14.
Okay,
Andy
when he
Dalton.
was Buffalo, with
Yeah,
Buffalo.
yeah.
Okay, yeah, he was official in Buffalo though.
It's a lot of very average players. See, I wasn't tripping. Brad Johnson didn't wear 14 in Washington.
For real?
He wore 14 in Tampa when he left.
In Tampa? Okay, okay, okay.
Yeah. Danny Green wears 14. Who else got 14? Just because it's not like great people to stand on top of top tip of your tongue. All right. So we're gonna get this to Oscar Robertson. Since he's the greatest on that list. It's the Oscar Robertson episode.
Cheers.
You know. So Felix, before we get into on the ride up stuff, even
Okay.
though it's family, I want to talk to you about, man, how excited you are, about, you know, releasing the cold open for the Open Secrets movie, man.
Oh snap, man, bruh. Yo, man, I just can't wait for people to actually check this project out, man. I was watching it on my big screen, and I shot this project Open Secrets in 4K. And when I looked at the scene, I was like, "Yo, I gotta show the people what I'm working with." And
Show me what you're
I,
working with.
um, I was like, "All right, all right, all right, all right." But first, I was like, "Let me first polish it out, make sure there's no errors," which I did. And the reception I'm getting from this cold opening for Open Secrets, man, has been wonderful, and it's only pushing me harder to make sure that this project is a masterpiece or close to perfection. So
Yeah.
I'm very freaking excited, man. Like, bro, um, yeah, stay tuned, man. Like, I'm pretty sure people are gonna love this project, man. They're gonna love it. They're gonna love it
The world's
for
waiting for my
sure.
premiere. The world's waiting on my premiere. They waiting on my
Yes, sir.
premiere. They gonna be
Yes,
like,
sir.
I think I saw T in the movie.
It's like matter of fact, oh shit, that is C.
Yeah, he's the person that was like right there for like a second instead. He
Nah,
clapped.
nah.
He was clapper number one.
Oh man.
Right.
Oh my god, man.
Nah,
You
man.
funny dog.
I take my hat off to you. So let me, if Felix don't mind me saying this, uh, his original cast had to get switched up. The lead actress, uh, for whatever reason, we're not going to talk about why, but because that's not what this is about. I just want to point out that I had been part of the original shoot, and I thought the main actors of the movie, did a phenomenal job, right? Uh, and there were some behind the scenes things that happened that forced Felix to, I'm saying, pivot and recast the main female role, and we had to do a reshoot. And you know, it's amazing to watch, you know, people perform their craft regardless of the level. You can watch NBA basketball and be amazed, but that's not the only place you can watch great basketball. You can go to the college game and watch a great basketball game. To be honest with you, you can go to the gym, and if somebody's really good, you like, oh, you can watch ball dudes in the street who can cook you, and you be like, yo, this dude is nasty. It's the same thing in any other industry, and that goes for the movie industry as well. Sure, Hollywood is the big fish, you know. Uh, the stars of the stars, the top of the top are in Hollywood. But that doesn't mean that you don't have talented people outside of Hollywood, people who
Yeah.
aren't good at their craft. So for me to watch, there's four main characters in the scene that I'm in. And of the four, the girl is the new one. But to see the three guys that were already part of it, watch them, and it's as if like they are masters at their craft, and I'm friends with two of them on Instagram, so I make sure they'll get their flowers, because they deserve them, But these guys did a phenomenal job. I remember the first shoot. Michael he had like a cold. He was fighting a cold,
Yeah, he had like a
and
cold. Yeah.
Michael had a cold, and he was like, I'd seen him beforehand. He was in his head. He was like very self-conscious about it, wondering how it's going to come off. So he was practicing different ways to talk, to alter his voice to make it as normal as possible to match whatever scenes he'd have. And when Felix said cut, you saw my man just he was killing himself. And then as soon as it was action, he was right back into scene and in character. And you like it's almost as if he forgot that he was dealing with a cold at that time. And for the young lady to step in and replace, like she took the role and she's doing something different with it. I don't feel like it's the same, like it's the same words, but it feels like a different character, you know, and it's 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 interesting. Like it's interesting when you see people, do the same thing and you get two different results. And the first actress, she did a good. They both did a phenomenal job. So I'm not saying who did it better or worse. It's just you know to watch them, to be able to watch them both. Like I was literally like, I really didn't need a role. I got I got what I wanted out of this. I got to watch these people, perform. It was, I was like, man, you know, I'm glad that these people didn't miss their calling. You see people, you ever sometimes in life when you observe people, you can watch somebody, I'm saying, moving about or doing something and realize that they've missed their calling, whether it be I've had, employees or coworkers and they're doodling or they're writing something or somebody's singing a song in the back and they sound amazing or whatever they're doing is amazing. And to them, it's just, oh, it's just something that I used to do. And it's like, wait, what? You're
Yeah.
miserable here. You live in a miserable life, making miserable money, but you have this immense talent doing this and you don't
Didn't
believe
run
in
with
it
it.
enough. You don't believe in it enough to do it. And it's just like, I don't want to call it wasted talent, but
It
I'll
is
say,
wasted talent.
I don't want to say I don't want to say wasted talent because if I can sing, just because I'm not on TV or on the radio singing and making $1 million doesn't mean it's wasted. I think it's more, I would say it's not aptly appropriated in my opinion. Like you could be
Okay.
doing much more to make yourself a lot happier. You should be living in your talent. And a lot of times we struggle with living in our talent because we don't know how to. We don't know how to find our niche within it. And actors, go through similar things where it's like, you may have had a dream of being a movie star, but your talent may be commercials, you know. You may have dreamed of being a movie star, but you may be a great voice actor. Your dream may have been a movie star, but somewhere along the way, your niche was there, and that's where you find the happiness. You know, not necessarily. I won't say settling for, because it's not settling. Because who doesn't love a great animated film? I love a great animated film. Sometimes a lot of Hollywood actors find second careers as voice actors. You know, they might have been I mean, take for instance, Mark Hamill. That's Luke Skywalker. And he couldn't be in any other movies after he was in Star Wars. Because all people saw was Mark Hamill. How many movies on like there were blockbusters or even, budgeted to be blockbusters that starred in with Mark Hamill in it from the third Star Wars up until I say 2000. I'm saying for that's a good 20, like 10, 20 years where he wasn't a movie star, but he was like he's been voice acting this whole time, and he's done like he's made a lot of money with DC and Marvel doing well. I know at least DC. I won't say Marvel, but I know he's definitely done some DC comics. I believe he's done Batman or Superman or one of them. He's been in one of those
Okay.
cartoons.
Okay.
Um, Aziz, not Aziz Ansari. What's the not Aziz Ansari? What's the guy that's done a lot of the voices for The Simpsons? The guy,
Uh,
the guy that does a
and
lot of I'm pretty sure he wanted he came into the game to be a movie star, you know, but instead he landed the job working on The Simpsons, and he's just done like a million voices, and he's just great with the doing the voiceovers, and
yeah,
that's his thing, and I say that to say this, man. It's beautiful to meet a young kid who got the world ahead of him, and he sees what he wanted and he's going to get it. And it's like I've said it before and I'll say it again, bro. You're not even close to where you're going to be. You
yeah,
know, just think about you got people who got I'm saying a little more skin in the game, been in it longer, and you're directing them. Like them, you got people who are great at their job, and you're directing them. That doesn't. I'm not even talking about just the actors. I'm talking about the behind the scenes, whoever's running the cameraman, the lighting.
yeah.
They're following your lead. You know that's who you are and what you're doing. So to be seeing you uh in your purpose, that's like I said, that's what I really wanted to see. I wanted to be able to witness that, because that stuff is inspiring, man. I mean, it's not going to inspire me to be a movie star or a big film director or anything like that, because that's not my dream. I love movies, and you know I should have been a stand-up comedian. But I mean, one thing that stand-up comedians have that you know people underestimate and don't respect and appreciate is the carriage. I
Yeah,
don't, I don't
yeah.
have the courage that these people have to go on stage. And I also think I'm not arrogant enough. I think I'm not as arrogant as I need to be to be a stand-up comedian, because you got to be arrogant. You got to feel like, yo, you're the funniest person in the room at all times.
Yeah.
I don't I don't feel like I'm the funniest person in the room all the time. I mean, I think I'm funny. I think I
But
I
that's
can make people
see,
I make
see
people
the problem
laugh.
is the problem is that that's what you think. You may think that you're not the funniest person, but the person that is actually watching you, they might think you are the funniest. So I mean, it's not really up to you to decide. It's for the viewers to define, like to decide if you're funny or
You're
the
right.
funniest. You know what
But to do anything to be great at anything, you got to have confidence and belief in yourself. And I'm not saying I don't think I'm funny. It's just, I think the worst thing that could have happened to me, to be honest with you, I thought it would be a good thing and a smart thing to do at the time. But the worst thing I probably could have done was record myself the first time I went on stage. And
I'm saying? I thought you
and
did.
I did. And I think because I'm so hung up on the flaws of what I did, that it's like, all right, they let it slide because it was your first time. They let you slide. It's a friendly crowd there. I mean, people like to laugh, so laughter is laughter. But some people it's harder to make them laugh. Sometimes you gotta really work to make some people laugh, and I don't think you should have to work. I think the work should be done before you get on stage. Like all the work that you do to make people laugh should be beforehand. You know what I'm saying? And just trust the material.
True.
I'm not,
Mm-hmm.
I've never I don't think I've ever like consciously thought of a joke, said it to somebody, and they laughed. But I've definitely made people laugh off the top of my head, like just being in conversation. I make people laugh. you know. And you know what makes it worse is when I start talk when you talk about being funny, it's automatically this like all ears open now. Like, hey, he said he was funny. Now I'm waiting for him to be funny. Like
Yeah,
now,
I
like
want to be funny.
you know what I'm saying? It's like
I'm waiting for that punchline. I'm waiting. I'm waiting.
and it's just like it's like with the music. Like I'm not really a I don't know if I'm a punchline type of comedian, but you know, I think I'm more of a quick-witted comedian. And that's sort of I mean, I don't necessarily know how I would, prepare that type of stuff. It's just more so give me a story to tell, and then hopefully I have I'm humorous when I deliver the story. One day soon I will I actually
No,
promised
you
a friend
will.
that I was
But you
one
know what I've learned? One thing I've learned is you have to understand that your words are powerful. So whatever you say, you're speaking from the existence. Because, like for myself, I was down on myself, and I try to change my mentality where I'm like, am I good enough to be a filmmaker? Am I good enough to draw attention to a movie? And I had to change the way how I think and perceive, and not be like, you know what? I know I can do this. I know I can do that. And and before we even go further, I really appreciate your kind words, you know what I'm saying? Um we go back I think '08, '09. I'm not sure,
we go
during the
back a ways.
Jafford. We go way back. So to for you to actually see my growth and
Were
my
you still in high school?
no, I wasn't. I
Nah,
was I was I was a sophomore. I think I was a sophomore,
you can't be in high
either a
school
soph no, I
yeah,
was a
because you
sophomore
have
in
to be at least
college.
18. Okay.
Yeah, I was a sophomore in college though. But for you to actually see where I have was, when I was young, of course I was young, crazy. I didn't know where, direction I was going. I was doing nursing because just to please my mom, my parents really, Nigerian parents, you can't be a filmmaker, you gotta go to school, you gotta be a nurse, a doctor, and all that kind of shit. So
Right.
to see myself develop to I have failed a lot. And I mean, like, I have failed a lot. I have been rejected a lot. I have done some shit to the point where if I look back at my old shit that I've been, doing, I'll just turn it off immediately. I'll be so embarrassed. Like, oh my God, I can't believe I did this shit. But like, for you to actually see who I was as a young adult to now, I really appreciate it because it takes it's a process, you know what I'm saying? And to be honest with you, I love being a filmmaker. This is something I really truly
Let
this
me
is
ask you a question.
okay.
Who came up with Urban Rockstars? Who was all the members of Urban Rockstars? And what
Wow.
happened to Urban Rockstars?
Wow. Woo, woo, woo. And you taking it way back. So Urban Rockstars, I believe me,
Well,
I believe I
that's
came
when
up.
we started this sort of,
Yeah, 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 yeah,
uh this
yeah, yeah.
relationship outside of, a regular friendship. It
All
was
right, so
League
Urban
Records and Urban
Rocks
Rockstars.
Urban Rockstars really was um it was formed because majority of the people were, we went to Jasper. So of course it's myself. There's Ike. There's Marcus. There's Junior, aka Jr. There's Jamel. There's Ashley. There's Sade. There's India Jackson. And then we have affiliates from Urban Rockstars. That's where we have T. We have Ty. We have I forgot his name. He's gonna Chuck. Um, and yeah, that's how it was formed. But like Aaron Rockstar, we at that time, we will kick it outside of work. You know what I'm saying? We will work our shift in Jaspers, and then we go home, freshen up. We meet up at Jaspers, and then we either go to Love nightclub or we throw parties in Townsend. You know what I'm saying? For all the people that went to Morgan State University, Towson University. So that's when Urban Rockstar was formed, and where they at now, um, uh, believe it or not, Marcus, he's doing what I'm doing. He's producing. He's doing some films.
Okay.
Um, Ike, I believe he is. He's
He's in
hustling like he always.
he's in PA, right? He's still in PA.
Yeah, he's in PA. He's PA.
Hmm.
I think I talked to him like a month ago.
My guy, White
Um,
Africa.
yeah, my
Only
Africa.
that's the only light skinned Nigerian I know, boy.
Um, Jr. Jr. is he's working with his older brother, Chico. Chico is doing a wonderful job with his corporation. They're opening offices from different locations.
Okay.
Um,
Because Jay had moved out
Jamel,
to Cali for a while. He's
yeah,
he was
yeah,
playing the
yeah, yeah, yeah,
guitar and all kinds of stuff,
yeah,
man. It's
yeah.
like,
He came,
okay,
he came, he came back
like
from Cali, so he's now
multi-talented.
residing in Maryland.
Okay.
Jamel, I haven't heard from him in a while. I know he's married and have kids. Ashley, she's doing well. I think Sade is like she is. I believe she has a child now. As a
She's in LA too though, right? Wasn't she? She moved to LA too.
no. That's Nalia.
Oh, not there.
Nalia.
Okay.
Yeah, Nalia. Nalia. Shout out to Nalia. She was she's doing what I'm doing as well too. She's a filmmaker. I think now she's in Baltimore, I believe.
Okay.
I saw her on on YouTube because I watch YouTube a lot, and there's a show called um, "Are You Who Am I Marrying To?" Or it's like a comedy, whatever.
Okay.
And she was on that shit, and I was like, "Oh shit, that's Malia." And I was like, I'm seeing her like yo, like progress, like yo, like she's
I think
doing
I
her
know what show
thing.
you're
You know what
talking
I'm saying?
about.
Yeah, who am I married to or something? I forgot the
I
name of
thought
it.
isn't it on Netflix?
No, they did a movie. Amarion's baby mom, April Jones, whatever. Yeah,
Uh-huh.
she's on that show,
Mm-hmm.
and I forgot this guy. This guy, he's from DMV, but now he's in Cali. But the show is very fucking funny. But yeah, I mean that's pretty much it from the Urban Rock Stars. Hopefully we will reunite at the premiere for Open Secrets, later this year in December.
I got one more question for you from the Urban
Uh oh,
Rockstars.
uh oh.
Why'd you delete that? Why'd you delete that interview, Felix? Why'd you
What
delete it?
interview?
It was a good interview, man.
What interview?
It
What
was a
interview?
good interview.
What interview,
The
bro?
first Breeze and Duckets interview, man. You ain't need to delete it. You could have left it
You
up.
know what? You know what? I probably didn't delete it. It was on my first Facebook page. I deleted that Facebook page, and no, I not deleted. I deactivated, and now I don't know my password. I don't know
Mm.
my password. I don't know. I'm trying to go back to my first page because there's so many throwbacks I could use. So many, bro. I'm like, I. It sucks, man.
I'll say it again. I'm gonna say it 100 times more.
Mm-hmm.
I was not dissing Wale
Cap, cap, cap. And the way how
because
you did it, I was laughing. I'm looking at T. I'm like, I was looking at Tom. I'm like, your boy is subliminally going on Wale. And the way you did it was so fucking clever. You thought you was slick. You could front all you want. You was taking shots at Wale, bro.
I wasn't
You was.
though. Listen,
Oh
to
god.
be uninformed is not to take a shot. You know what I'm saying? The so the for those listening, the question was about DMV artists and I guess their ascension or whatnot. And at that time, the only two DMV artists of mention was Wale and Tabby Bonet. Uh, I had critiques on both of them. It wasn't just like, oh, I
Nah,
like
nah,
yeah,
nah.
no, you know what? Well,
Nah, you didn't even mention you did not mention Wale. I
no,
I
no,
think
no. What happened was we were talking about them glowing up and their
uh-huh.
videos, and I said I wasn't aware that they had a video that was being aired. Oh, he had a video that was being aired on on a platform. I was like, he has such, and y'all was like, nah,
Nike
he has
boots.
he has Nike
I remember.
boots, and I'm like,
Yeah.
on like it was on MTV. It was like not MTV Jam. You know, when once MTV stopped doing videos, they started moving their videos onto like their, you know what I'm saying, their third party channels and like MTV3 videos or whatever it's called.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, well, like I didn't, me not knowing he had a video on there is not dissing him. That's not dissing him. The only thing I said about Wale, and this is what the two things I had issues with. One, I said, yo, he's getting on with a gimmick. I said at some point he's going to abandon uh rapping over go-go beats, and it's going to change how people see him. If it's a diss, it's interesting because it was truth. I'm like, if he's a rapper, he's not gonna be able to make it rapping on go-go beats and
He
be
still does.
no, he doesn't. No, he doesn't. When he first
Have you
came
not?
out, when he
You
first came out,
his
hold up,
latest out
wait a
his
minute,
latest album. There's a
wait a minute,
go-go joint.
Felix, wait a minute,
Go ahead. Go
Felix.
ahead. Go ahead.
When he first came out, he wasn't on any just regular hip hop beats. Everything was on go-go. Yes or
Okay.
no? That was his thing. His and I called it a gimmick. I'm like, that's his gimmick, rapping on go-go beats. And I wasn't
Can I ask
wrong.
you a question? Can I ask you a
Hold up,
question though?
I wasn't wrong. And then album after album, he's a hip hop artist. He's not a DC rap or a DMV rapping artist on go-go beats anymore. He abandoned that gimmick, and I was right. I didn't say it was
Can I can
trash. I
I
didn't
can
say
I
that.
can I
Go
can I
ahead.
can I answer a question though?
Yes, you can. What's up?
Okay. First and foremost, you say that him rapping on DC, I mean Go is a gimmick, but you got to understand that
I completely
he's from the
understand.
he's from the DMV,
I completely
and
understand.
and now it's a sound. Like for instance, like if you go to Oakland, for E4 did not rap in what do they call that? Um hypey the
Okay.
music that is kind of weird. Or for some reason, um for 3 6 Mafia for not to use certain type of beats, you know what I'm saying? Like their own sound. Or Dipset. Dipset had their own type of sound. I think that's what Wale was doing. And at the time I appreciate it because no one from DC was putting go-go on a map. Unless I mean, don't disrespect to Chuck Brown, but I mean, I felt like that's a way to put DC on
So
the map.
can I ask you a
Like,
question?
rapper, go ahead, go ahead.
This Wale has been a mainstream artist for a good while now, right? It's been it's been over 10 years. He's an easy he might fit maybe 15 years in or close to at this point. He's getting there. Is go-go any bigger nationally than it was before he rapped on a go-go beat?
That's what he was trying to do. He
No.
was trying to
Be,
bring awareness. Okay,
listen.
let me
Hold
ask
up.
you a question. Can I
Hold
ask
up.
you a question
Wait a
though?
minute. I'm
Can I
not
ask you a
saying he
question?
hasn't tried. I'm not saying he hasn't tried because I'll say this. He does infuse go-go, like go the essence of go-go in a song here and there. Like uh what's the joint he got on the latest album? Damn, name bell ring or something. I can't remember the name. I don't be looking at that. I don't. My problem is
No.
nowadays
Hold on. Hold on.
when I'm
Let me,
go ahead, but when
let
I'm
me.
listening to music, sometimes
It's called Jump In. It's on his latest album, Floor and
I
Two.
don't know if that's what I'm talking about then,
That's
because it don't sound like
that's Go
because
Go.
what I don't do a lot of times these days when I'm listening to music feeders, I don't be like stopping it and seeing what the name is because I'm playing it in my car or something and I just play the album through and I just hear the songs and I don't necessarily always remember to go and see the name of the song. But no, I'm definitely he's even gotten go-go bands on like award
He's
shows
putting
to
them
play
on.
behind him. He's done those things. But what I'm saying is, even with that, would you like? Do you think go-go is any bigger since Wale has come out?
I
No,
mean, he has bring the awareness. Like for instance, the
he
Roots.
did his part.
He did his part. Like the
He's done
Roots.
his part.
The song called say I think it's called Yesterday. Um, it's featuring Wale and I think it's Chrissy. I don't want to mirror her name.
For Set Michelle.
Um, yeah. That song is fucking amazing, and the Roots are from Philly, and they're playing go-go. It has that go-go sound, that go-go feel. You know what I'm saying? So yes, I feel like Wale is playing his part. It's up to people who are in the DMV to do their part as well too, to bring DC in the map, because you can't tell me when I'm in some bars or I'm at a lounge and they playing go-go, the place don't go crazy. They do.
While they didn't put anybody from Philly on the go-go. I'll say this.
But he inspired them. He inspired them
No.
like I'm
Okay,
pretty bro.
I'm gonna give you an example. Uh, My Name Is Jill Scott came out in what, 2000?
Yeah.
Wale wasn't even out yet. So Jill Scott is from where?
Philly.
Philly. So
Yeah.
and and guess what? She didn't even write the song. She didn't write It's Love.
It's love. Yeah, that one's classic too.
She didn't
That
write that
shit's
song.
love. That shit love.
You know who wrote that song?
Who?
A beautiful woman from Texas wrote that song. Her name is Erica Badu. Erica wrote It's Love.
Who produced the beat?
I'm not 100% sure. It's a hidden beach album. It might have been Jay. Who knows? But what I'm saying is, like, the sound or the essence of go-go isn't missed upon the artists in the industry. It's the audience that it doesn't necessarily gravitate towards, because
Can I?
and the reason why is because if you're not here, you don't understand the entire genre of go-go. You just hear the music, but you don't, like, it's just music to you, but you don't understand the where the energy comes from, where the culture of it is. You don't understand the culture. Like, Wale could it'd be very difficult for him, and it's not fair for him to have to be a hip hop artist and show people the culture of go-go, because it would be very difficult. No, a lot of labels wouldn't be jumping on board to sign that artist. That's
Now
why
I could say this. I could say
that's
this though.
Go ahead.
I could say that if the industry saw the pure essence of go-go and try to make it more nationwide, like for instance, Anne Marie. Anne Marie is from DC. She did a song called One Thing.
That's Rich Harrison. The producers from
Rich
here.
Harrison. Yes. That sound, does that give you like a go-go feel? To
Intentionally.
me, okay.
It's intentional.
Okay.
It's
Okay.
intentional. Because I
Okay.
mean, Rich Harrison has produced, he's produced for other artists in that similar style. With Beyonce. If you really think about uh no, no,
Yeah.
think about the breakdown
That's
on that
go-go.
song. Think about
That's
the
go-go.
breakdown. That's the
That's
essence of
go-go.
go-go right there.
That's go-go.
Uh Tony Braxton, Take This
That's go-go
Ring.
too.
That's
That's
go-go.
go-go.
And that's another Rich Harrison record. Like, so Rich
Yeah.
has always uh infused the essence of go-go in his music, you
And his
know?
sound.
But if I was to say Rich Harrison, would everybody know who I'm talking about?
No.
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 Even if he produced he produced for Beyonce on one of her biggest records. That's probably one of the biggest R&B rap collabs of all time.
Facts.
Like, when that joint come on, the beat, da, 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 oh. Like, when Hove
Yeah.
go to spit his verse,
Yeah.
everybody know that verse.
Yeah.
Everybody know that verse. You know what I'm saying? So that's a big record. You know,
Yeah.
normally when somebody make a big record and they have other hits, they become household names. Rich Harrison is not a household name.
Unfortunately. Unfortunately, because he's fucking talented,
He
man.
deserves to be a household name. You know, I mean, and sometimes that happens. Like I feel like Ryan Leslie should be a household name.
Facts, facts,
Ryan Leslie is
facts,
one of the most talented dudes in the R&B industry, but
facts.
I don't know. I don't know what the holdup is or whatever the case may be. That's it's a lot of behind the scenes
Politics,
stuff.
politics.
But you know what I'm saying. We went all this down this road just for me to say that at the end of the day, Felix, you shouldn't have deleted that video because I did not I did not
Oh,
diss Wale. Now
oh, but you
now
know
I'll say
what?
this.
Hold
I'll
on,
say
hold on, hold on,
this.
hold on,
I
hold
will
on, hold
say
on, hold on.
this.
Hold on. You did
I want some
okay. So
ownership.
you hold on, hold
It's
on, hold on,
time for
hold on, hold on,
ownership. Go
hold on.
ahead. Go ahead.
It may be deleted on Facebook, but guess what I have in my hand?
Hey, put it out.
This was
Listen,
the camera that I
if it's still
used
in
to
there,
film. It's still in there. I just gotta find. I have to find the
upload it
power
on
cord for
YouTube.
this. I gotta find the power cord. There's
Upload it on
so
you.
many.
Listen,
There's so
if
many.
you don't have that power cord anymore, tell me what power cord you need, and I will get it for you. And send that junk to me. I will upload that joint myself if I have to.
Oh shit!
I wanted to go up and here's the thing. I'll say this. I did not diss Wale because to me to diss somebody is an intentional it's a diss and it's intentional. I will say that
You being sarcastic though, man.
no, I'm serious. I will say
You was.
I wasn't. I'll say what I said might have been a slight to Wale. That ain't the same thing. And it's not the same thing. Now, if I'm not recognizing his accomplishments, then that's naturally what a slight is. So I slighted him, but it wasn't intentional. So it wasn't a diss. A diss is when I see you, I'm gonna spit in your face. That's
Man,
a diss.
shout out to Wale, man. Shout out to my Niger brother. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely,
Shout out,
absolutely.
shout out to him. I
Listen,
actually during that time before he was making noise in the DMV. Me, Ike, and the rest of the urban rock stars. We actually met Wale, chop it up. We partied in the VIP table. We actually took a pic. I gotta look for that. That's the one thing I'm looking for. Like I'm going through all my shit. I gotta find that shit. But yeah, shout out to Wale, man. Shout out to the legend.
I'll say this about Wale. It's very unfortunate, and I'm sure I wasn't I'm not exonerated from this. It's sad that you know people didn't like people from this area weren't necessarily judging him on his ability or his content, and more so, oh, he ain't from here, he ain't from there. I mean, even me, I still hold on the fact that I blame him, but it's not his fault. It was the source fault. The source gave him the unsigned hype artist from DC, and he had a Landover Mall shirt on, and I still feel some type of way about him having a Landover Mall shirt on. Like number one, number one Landover Mall is in Maryland,
He's
and
in
because
Maryland.
it's in PG. You know what I'm saying? It's from PG. And to be wearing a Landover Mall shirt, I mean, I feel like you need to be from a certain place. Like, I don't feel like anybody could wear like anybody shouldn't be able to wear a Landover Mall shirt. You know what I'm
But to me,
saying?
to me, to me, to me, even though I hear what you're saying, but I feel like his objective, like to me, is like I don't care where he's from. For the fact that he's trying to put DC on the map, like giving a shout out, like DC, what up, PG, what up, like yo,
Well,
he's trying, he is
like
like
I said,
okay,
I don't
okay,
blame
is what
him.
what's going on with Fat Trail?
I don't blame
What happened to him?
I'm not sure. He's dealing with some more legal stuff. But I'll say this. As an adult looking back on it, it's more so I'll blame the source because they were lazy. Because
They didn't do their
they
homework.
no, well, not only that, they were lazy because they gave Wale DC. Granted, the proximity of PG and DC is close. You can be in PG for in 5 minutes. You can be in DC. You know what I'm saying
DC,
from almost
yeah.
anywhere.
True, true,
But the
true.
thing is, the reason why they didn't give him Maryland is because there was another rapper from Maryland, but he was from Baltimore,
From
and
Baltimore.
they gave an artist from Baltimore the Maryland
I
slot.
mean, I think it's Boss Man. Is it Boss?
Yes, it was
Yeah,
Boss
Boss Man.
Man.
Yeah, Boss Man. What happened to that dude?
Now, me personally, I feel like Wale should have got Maryland, and Tabby Bonet, who's actually from DC, should have
DC.
gotten
Yeah.
DC.
Yeah.
Boss Man should have, like, don't disrespect, he could have been an honorable mention or something like that. But like, yeah, where's Boss Man?
I
Like
don't know.
even at the time of that publication from the source, he wasn't doing anything.
Yeah.
So it's like that's so yeah, I blame them and not Wale for that. But at the end of the day, people like even that, oh, you like, yo, who the best rappers from the DMV? Like, yo, the list starts with Wale. I don't
Of
care
course.
what y'all
Of
talking about.
course.
The list starts with Wale. And that's me saying it. I wasn't always the biggest Wale fan. He's obviously his cadence has shifted a little bit. So it doesn't it works with me now. I didn't always like his cadence, um, and his enunciations. But that's nitpicking. The dude is talented. He makes good music,
Facts.
and nobody in the DMV is doing it at the level that he's doing it. That's
Facts.
just me. Bottom line, like
Facts.
there's some up and coming rappers, and I look forward to seeing a lot of them do their thing. Like I love like 3 Black. I bang with 3 Black. You know, I wasn't a big fan of some other rappers.
Oh,
You
how
know,
about Ole?
I think I've heard him too.
He's under Wale's umbrella.
Okay,
Yeah,
I
yeah,
might have
he's
heard him.
he's talented. He's talented as well too. I met him like a couple of times in DC. Um, but yeah, I feel you. Like, um, hold on. I want to make sure I pronounce that shit right. Um, um, but yeah, man. To me, I always support him. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's not only he's from DC, but he's Niger. You know what I'm saying? He's my Nigerian brother. So I always support my West African brother. And the funny part is, we are. He's like a year. He's a couple years older than me, but he's born the same month and the same day. So I'm like, holy shit. The only difference between me and him is he's Yoruba and I'm Igbo. So I mean, hey, shout out to that nigga, man.
What's the difference?
So Yoruba is a different tribe. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, so
And
it's a tribal
Igbo,
difference. Okay,
yeah, yeah, yeah. Like, what I'm saying, like Lagos. That's like further. I'm from the east. I'm from um I'm from the Abia State, Umaya. You know what I'm saying? The east. So um but yeah, but at the end of the day, that's my brother. You know what I'm saying? That's my
man,
Nigerian brother.
don't it feel good to know your ancestors ducked that slave trade?
Oh man. Um, but yeah,
I'm just
man.
saying, like a person can look at you and tell you, oh, you can sort of gauge like somebody who's closer to their ancestral roots. You can almost guess, you know, where, you know, from their shape, from the way they talk, from the textures of their hair, from their body shape. There's so many outliers that are sort of point you in the direction of, like, for instance, somebody that's Eritrean. Like the only time I've seen somebody get mixed up with Eritrean, maybe Ethiopian, maybe Egyptian. But if you pay attention, it's really, and especially if they tell you their name, it's like you can almost, okay, I know what this person is because they're based on their name. Unless they've been Americanized to the point where they just give you their American nicknames or something like that. Um, and it's when you are African American, you don't have that, you know, that connection, and so I mean you can get it, but at the same time, it's like, so for me, it's always, that's why I've always, appreciated my friendships with my friends from Africa, because, you know, I know that it's like it's almost as if I see somebody win. Like I love seeing my team win. And it's like I know that this person is, I'm saying, is winning in that
and let me
sense.
correct. Let me make a correction. I'm sorry. I said Ole. It's not Ole. It's Philade.
Oh yeah,
Philade.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, Friday.
Philade. Yeah, Philade is under he's under Wale's umbrella. So I'm looking forward to him. Hopefully, you know what I'm saying. We'll see how it goes though. But yeah, feel like that he's also a talented, artist from the DMV. So we'll see how that shit turns out for real, for real.
So, we got into this and went complete. It happens with me a lot. We went somewhere completely different. So we're going. I want to talk a quick little bit of basketball with you before I get you out of here.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Talk to me. You heard?
Oh, we the Commanders. Oh, my bad. I didn't get my
Oh
Commanders
God.
cup yet.
I don't know, man.
Mm.
It's gonna be tough for me to, you know what I'm saying.
Who going to the finals, Felix?
NBA.
Oh yeah.
All right. The way how the West is going, I said it before. It's these three teams: Suns, Memphis, and Golden State. But it looks like Golden State might take it in the West. In the East, it's between Philly and Milwaukee.
Philly
But
and
I'm gonna rock
Milwaukee.
with it's gonna be Philly, Milwaukee. But I got Milwaukee taking it.
Uh right now it's looking shaky for the Nets.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. They're not very good defensive wise. Defensive wise, I don't know what's going on. But yeah, it's looking they're down 0-2 already against Boston, a great defensive team. So
They also still got to go home. So that's going to be. I want to see how they perform going home. Uh, it's like mixed feelings about watching the Nets go down 0-2. You know what I'm saying? Mixed feelings.
what
Shout out
what
to
why?
KD though. Shout out to KD.
Why?
Shout
Please
out to
elaborate
KD.
why. Why? I want to know
I,
why.
I I'm
You
not a
know
Kyrie fan, so
what? No,
yeah.
okay, hold on. Tell me. Like, are you talking about you're not a Kyrie fan as a person, or you're not a Kyrie fan as a basketball player? Because as a
Oh,
basketball player,
I have
he's
I, I have the utmost respect for Kyrie Irving, the person. I'm
okay.
not a fan of Kyrie Irving, the basketball player. That doesn't mean he's not a good player. He's uber talented. He can dribble the ball like nobody's business, and he can, I'm saying, can make some clutch buckets. I'm just not a fan of his. I want to see him lose every time he hit the court. Just being honest
God
with you.
damn. To be honest with you, I'm not a fan of James Harden, but I'm a fan of Kyrie
Oh,
because I feel like
I'm not a fan of James Harden either. Like,
I
I'll tell you
feel
like
I feel
this.
like
I don't know who I would root for if they played against each other in the finals. If James and Kyrie were on a team, like if it came down to them two, I don't know who I would be like. I'd be honest with you. If those two were playing each other, I probably wouldn't even watch the shit.
you capping, dog. You straight capping. You definitely watching that shit. Because how are we gonna talk about it if you don't watch that shit, man? You have to watch that shit, dog. But I mean, right now, Brooklyn first, they have to take care of business in Boston first in order for that to happen. Right now, um, uh, Philly, they just beat Toronto. They're up 3-0. They're going to
Toronto.
advance really. Um, but I felt like the injuries kind of hurt Brooklyn, and Kyrie not playing like majority of the games kind of hurt Brooklyn because of the seed that they're like I believe they're number 7,
Mm.
or yeah, number 7. So I feel like if they were playing, the full games, and if Ben Simmons was playing, I felt like they would have bonded and at least made more noise, because really they probably would have advanced if they didn't play Boston. They probably would have
Mm.
advanced if they played um, on Toronto or Chicago or Atlanta. You know what I'm saying? For the
Mm.
fact that they're playing Boston, Boston is a very great defensive team. I feel like it's going to be hard. And not only that, they haven't been in sync since because of the injury. Brooklyn got so many all stars on paper, and they haven't been playing to their full potential. Like, Drummond or Ben Griffin. You know what I'm saying? Like
Mm-hmm.
they're like backup players. They don't got no shooters. Like who else is gonna step up to the plate if Kyrie and KD are in the bench? Who do they have? And another thing, you had to play defense. You had to
You
play
know,
defense.
it's funny. The way people brains work, right?
Mm-hmm.
You are a Washington football team fan, a Redskins fan, a Commanders fan,
Facts.
correct? Right?
Facts.
And you understand rivalry, and you
Facts.
are like in sports, you are rivalry driven, and in
Facts.
basketball is the only time when it's like gray areas and stuff, and people just forgive and forget, and I don't like if you play. Listen, there's if you play for the Cowboys, I don't like you.
Facts.
I can say you're talented. Emmitt Smith, one of the greatest of all time. Michael Irvin, Troy Aikman, you know,
Deion
Zeke.
Sanders.
I mean, Deion played for more teams, so it's different. But yeah, but I don't like you. Like once you stop playing, you do something else, then maybe I like you. I like listening to Michael Irvin talk now. You know why? Because he
Yeah.
talks a lot about the Cowboys, and then he's wrong, so it's
Mm-hmm.
enjoyable. Uh, Kyrie Irving played for
Multiple
Duke.
teams.
He
Play for
played for
Duke.
Duke, and
Rivalry.
I'm a Terps
Terps.
fan. He played for Duke. He was hyped. He played 5 games or how many, like 5 or 6 games, super hyped. Then he came into the league. He was super hyped, the number one overall pick, and Nash. And immediately they were comparing him and putting him against my favorite point guard in the league at the time, John
And
Wall.
who's that? John Wall.
And I stand by this to this day. Like, yeah, it's easy to say that this now because John is, he got shelved by the Rockets. I think from a point guard standpoint, John Wall is a better point guard than Kyrie Irving. I don't care what anybody says.
I disagree. I disagree.
He's a better
I
point
disagree.
guard
I
now.
disagree.
Now, as a he's a Kyrie Irving better handles, Irving better scorer, but John Wall's a better defender than Kyrie Irving. He's a better passer than Kyrie Irving. Like he ran an offense better than Kyrie Irving. And
Okay, let me.
outside
Is
of
he a
Kyrie
clutch?
Irving,
Is he a
outside
clutch
of
though?
Kyrie, outside of Kyrie Irving playing beside LeBron James and having LeBron save him, who has a better record
No, no,
between
no, no,
those
no.
two?
You can't say that though because when the game matters the most and the ball was in Kyrie Irving's hands, that three over Steph Curry to seal that
I'm
championship.
not talking. I'm talking about John Wall versus Kyrie Irving.
Okay,
And
okay.
I
What you?
said
I
that.
mean, what you
I'm not
saying? What
taking
you
away
saying?
from I'm
What
not
you
taking away from
saying?
listen, I'm not taking away from Kyrie Irving's ability. I'm giving him as much props as I can possibly give him. I said he's an immensely talented player, right? I said that. See, this is the thing. Like the point is he was pitted against my guy, so it's up from the hill on out. The only way
Okay. Can I ask you a
listen,
question
the
though?
only
Can I ask you a
way
question
Kyrie
though?
Irving could I would root for Kyrie Irving is if he played for my team and I would side eye the whole time.
Can I ask you a question though?
What's up?
So you said, what has John Wall done for you lately?
Exactly. See, that's what I'm talking about. That's exactly what I said. I prefaced it with that. I said because Rockets and set him on the shelf and he ain't played in a while.
He hasn't
But
played in how many years?
it don't matter. Like what
It
do you
does
forget?
matter, bro. What are you talking about? It does
Okay, is
matter.
Michael Jordan the best player of all time?
Yes, he's a
He
goat,
ain't
but
played in
that's not
20
that's
years. He ain't played in 20 years though.
But when he was on the court, he was dominating not only East
Exactly.
Coast
So
but on the
so
West Coast.
so
John
just
Wall
like
hasn't played. John Wall hasn't. John, but when Kyrie Irving
that's it,
in the
bro.
past
You're being a
for the
hypocrite.
past for the past 4 years that Kyrie Irving has been playing on the court, John Wall was at Rose Bar.
Bro, you gotta stop that. There's no Rose Bar in Texas. I mean, yeah, there's no Rose Bar in Texas. So how's he been in the
And
Rose Bar?
when he was in DC, he
And he
was
was still a
hurt
better point guard.
bro. Oh man, come on, man. We're not gonna do this, bro. We're not gonna do this, bro. We're not gonna do
All right,
this, bro.
I,
We're not
I
gonna
wanted
do this.
I wanted to
We're
explain to the
not because
people.
right now, you on your Skip Bayless right now, and
I'm
I'm on my
not though.
Stephen A. Smith. I'm on my Stephen A. Smith. You being fucking disrespectful, and
I'm
I
not.
feel like yes, you are, bro.
I'm
What has
not.
John like since
Listen,
he got
you're
traded
talking about
since he
right
got
now.
traded since he got
You're talking about
traded
right now.
since he got
Felix,
traded to the
Felix,
Houston
Felix,
Rockets. What
Felix.
has John Wall
What you're
done for
saying
you
is
lately?
irrelevant. What you're saying is
Oh
irrelevant.
my
I'll tell you why.
god, yo! I swear to
Because
God,
it's irrelevant. Because they
you
weren't getting.
tripping,
They
bro?
were getting. I said when they were getting pitted against each other. Did I not say that?
You tripping? You are tripping, my guy.
Did I not say
You
that?
are tripping. You are tripping, my guy.
Exactly. There we go.
You
I
are
s-
tripping, my guy.
I knew it.
I got. I need a strong drink right now because you're talking crazy right now. Hold
Oh, is that okay? Listen, my whole point is when they were getting compared to each other, you know, like yo,
on.
he
Okay,
was.
hold on. You can say at that
That's what I
time.
said. I said that.
I didn't hear that.
I said that, and I said to this day, I stand on it. John Wall was a better point guard. I'm not talking about right now what they're both doing. It's the balance isn't there because one is playing in the playoffs and one is on the shelf. So
All right,
obviously,
so
right now,
let me add this to the mix. All right,
go ahead.
let's take away Kyrie out the way. Will you still pick John Wall over Derrick Rose
From when?
when he was in Chicago?
As a point guard, that's a tough question because I love Derrick Rose too. But yes, I would take John. Bro, John Wall is him and Steph are my two favorite players in the NBA. So unless you say Steph, I'm going to
Okay,
say
no.
John. I'm taking John.
We're not taking up. Okay, and this is where we've been arguing and debating. I don't know what season, what episode we were debating about where Stephen, to me, Stephen, even though he's listed as the one, doesn't mean he's a one. He's a two. He's a shooting
Yeah,
guard.
he's a combo guard. All of these guys are
He's
combo
a,
guards now.
but we're talking about point guard.
Point guard, John Wall.
We're talking about.
I
I
said
will
it this.
have.
Okay, I'm gonna give you an answer. Out of the last 20 years or so, last 20 years of basketball, like from a pure point guard standpoint, I only have like three or four point guards hands down over John Wall as a pure point guard.
You better put Chris Paul in that joint.
He's number one. Chris Paul
Okay.
and
Okay.
Steve Nash are number one and number two, with
Okay.
Darren Williams being number three. And Darren Williams had at some point he was making a case for himself being number
In
one.
Utah, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Uh, Jerry Sloan's offense got too boring and just running picking high pick and rolls, and he got tired of it with him and Carlos Boozer. But um, yeah, so those three, and I would probably mention Jason Kidd, even though he was an elder statesman at the time. Uh,
Okay.
Also Rondo. From a pure point guard standpoint, I'd put Rondo there.
Okay.
But I wouldn't put anybody else above John. They may be equal to John from a point guard standpoint, but not above him. So when you ask me who I will take, at that point it's going to come down to preference. If he's my favorite, and because Kentucky's my squad, I play for Kentucky, so naturally I'm going to roll with my dogs. So that's
Okay.
why. Like if you put uh if LeBron had not went back to Cleveland, like
Staying in Miami.
no, yeah, if he never left Miami, or if he just didn't go back to Cleveland, and Kyrie
Okay.
Irving was forced to be in Cleveland with Dion Waiters and Anthony Bennett and a host of other dudes, he wouldn't have been leading these dudes to do anything. They would have been winning 20 to 25 games, maybe 30 games. He'd have got a lot of, he'd have got some points, maybe. He'd have definitely got some points. He'd have got some highlights dribbling the ball and making a good jumper. But he'd also, you'd watch the games and watch this dude dribble the ball for 20 seconds. every time he touched the ball, or pass to Deion Waiters and watch him dribble the ball for 20 seconds. You know, the like LeBron, you know what I'm saying, showed that dude what it was to play basketball the right way. And he fought LeBron so much that he went to the Celtics and stunk it up. He couldn't lead them. And now he's on the Nets and they're about to get swept by the team he left.
I
And
mean,
maybe they won't get swept. Maybe they won't get swept.
it to me is like maybe it's all about the system, really. You know what I'm saying? You could be talented as hell, but if the team and the system's not using you to your best credential, then yeah, it's not going to be a good fit.
Imagine that. Imagine you going on a team and then you getting a coach and basically saying, "Oh, you don't even need no coach." Oh, okay. So why does that matter then? Like what you just said, it doesn't it doesn't match what he was saying. Where it's like, "Oh, we don't really need no coach." I mean, apparently you do need a coach because somebody has to set up run an offense for people besides Kyrie Irving that's going to dribble the ball for 20 seconds and then get a bucket, most definitely. But then, listen, the dude is talented. Like he's a dog. Let me give me what adjective would you like me to use to describe Kyrie Irving? I will use it from a basketball standpoint. Like he's that dude. The clutch shot against Golden State. The
Mm-hmm.
play in game when he dropped, you know what I'm saying, like 30 and 12. Like the dude he's a dog. No doubt about it. Sometimes dogs sit on the couch and he might be on his way. You
But
know,
but
he, and he can't stay healthy. Like that's another thing. That's like people knock John, but John, even though he sat on the shelf for a whole year, and still played more games than Kyrie Irving. Imagine that. John sat on the shelf a whole season because and this year he's sitting because they just basically, I'm saying, he's been sent home healthy because they want to develop the young dudes. And he still played more games in the regular season than Kyrie Irving.
we're probably gonna revisit that though.
We have to.
We're gonna
But
revisit
at the end of
that,
the day,
man.
listen, KD's my dog. So, I want KD to have all the success in the world. You know what I'm saying?
It's not gonna be in Brooklyn though. I know that for sure.
Because of
He should have
because
never.
of
He should have never left Golden State. He should have stayed in Golden
I'm
State.
glad he left Golden State.
Or if not, he should have
He,
went to the Wizards.
I ain't gonna get into that because you know how I feel about that. I'm glad he's not in Golden State. You know why? Because I would, because
Why?
all the hate that came Steph and Clay's way over
Yeah.
the last 2-3 years, man, when to watch these dudes get back on top, it's gonna be something nice to watch. Hey, listen, Fizz, you
Oh
got
yeah.
anything for the people before we get out of here?
Shout out to on the write up for even allowing me to be on this episode. You know what I'm saying? Shout
Allowing.
out to
Well, you fan, baby. You fan, baby.
for even allowing me to talk my shit. Shout out to B. Shout out to T. Shout out to my partner in crime, Tony. All first verse, baby. We're tuning in. You know what I'm saying? Battle rap. You know what I'm saying? At the finest core. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to my comrade. Watch out, Open Secrets is coming. It's gonna be phenomenal. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, man, I'm looking forward for more discussion so I can put T, you know what I'm saying, in a very hot situation.
Hey, we built for this, man. We built for this.
Yeah, and the crazy part is this is the crazy part about this whole shit, dog. Like back in Jasper days, me and you, we always have this type of conversations.
Of
So
course.
for the viewers don't understand. They think that we really, really hate each other, but
I
it's
don't.
like
Yeah,
no,
it's all love.
it's not. It's all love. It's like it's just like it's like we always having like it's like a barbershop conversation. You know what I'm saying? We're not
One
going to agree. We're not going to agree to that shit, and that's the fun part about it because you can't just be closed minded and only think about your perspective. You have to think about other people and the way how they view things, and that's the joy of what I'm saying, of having a dialogue. You know what I'm saying? Because we both are sharing something that we really love to watch and admire. So this is like I said, it's another moment. You know what I'm saying? And there's going to be more and more and more and more and more of this shit. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I'm just honored to be here. You know what I mean? You're here.
I'm too snobby to talk sports with people who I don't think know what they're talking about. So, like, if I hear somebody talking sports and they talk nonsense, I roll out like, yeah, I'm like, how don't you know what you're talking about? Like,
Bro,
we're
I'm
watching
on.
the same thing. I'm out. Hey, listen, I'm
I'm
about
on.
to sign out because I'm about to go watch episode 4 of Moon Knight on Disney Plus.
Uh oh.
You've been on the ride up. One.